Hello YouTube. Today I'm going to share my thoughts on the new 2024 GMC Acadia. Why am I talking about the GMC Acadia? We own two GMC Envoy XLs and the vehicle that replaced the Envoy was the GMC Acadia. We actually test drove one back in 2013 to trade in our Envoy, but we didn't really like the power of the V6 engine. I'm glad we didn't buy it because we all know how problematic those 3.6 liter engines are. In this video, I will go over the interior, exterior, and share my final thoughts about the new 2024 GMC Acadia. Hit that subscribe button and show your support to my channel. It really helps me make these videos. The goal is to get to 3,000 subscribers, so let's make it happen. Starting off with the exterior, the front looks amazing in my opinion. Way better than the current one. This is the Denali model, which includes the unique Denali grille we see here, and 20-inch aluminum wheels. The oversized LED daytime running lamps look very nice. You can see they were trying to aim to make it look like the current Yukon DRLs, which I have no problem with. What I have a problem is in the Denali trim, there is no body colored cladding. Instead, it looks like painted black. I wish they could do body colored cladding because it really gives a premium look in SUVs. The side view is my favorite. It basically looks like a smaller GMC Yukon, especially as we move along to the front of the vehicle. Here's a picture of the current Yukon for reference. The front headlights look almost identical from the side on both vehicles, as you can see here. The second generation Acadia, which is the current one, is such a letdown. It's ugly, small, and basically looks like a cheap Chevy in the inside. I don't know what GM was thinking when they refreshed the Acadia back in 2017. We also test drove one of these, and man, it felt so cramped and cheap in there. And they were asking $60,000 for the Denali back in 2017, which is a lot of money for this piece of shit. That's just my opinion. You guys may find the current generation better looking than the new one. Let me know in the comments down below which generation Acadia you like. The back end of the new model I really find attractive. This is the AT4 trim shown here. They didn't do anything weird, they just kept it very clean and simple. Thank you, GM. I really like the square quad exhaust tips on this AT4 trim, which also comes standard on the Denali. Overall, I really like the exterior design. It's handsome yet very elegant. GM wasn't experimenting here. One notable feature on the Denali trim is the heater wiper blade park. So the bottom of the windshield is heated, meaning you don't have to worry about your wiper blade sticking onto the windshield when it's snowing or below zero temperatures. Great for Canadian winters, that's for sure. I was kind of surprised to hear that there is only one engine option so far on all GMC Acadia models, which is a 2.5 liter turbo 4-cylinder putting out 326 horsepower and 328 pound-feet of torque. It's really surprising to see that they don't have any hybrid powertrains yet. If you know me, I don't like turbo engines, especially in this application where it's only a 4-cylinder turbo engine, which is unbelievable for a massive SUV like this. Towing is rated at 5,000 pounds, which is class competitive, and it's a 1,000 pound increase compared to the outgoing model. Moving on to the interior, all I can say is wow, what a huge improvement compared to the current Acadia. Here's a picture of the current Acadia's front dash area. This is the Denali spec, and wow, the materials look very nice and high quality in here. I love the center screen and how they incorporated physical switches and dials for HVAC and volume. It looks like a very well laid out interface system from the pictures. Here's a different angle from the front driver's side. It's a very nice design like I mentioned before, and I'm really digging this color combo in here. The speedometer is all digital. It's an 11-inch screen which looks nice in this Denali edition. You also have a 8-inch heads-up display that's an option on the Denali. I'd also like to mention that the gear shifter is behind the right side of the steering wheel. It almost looks like a wiper stalk. I don't mind that at all. GM has been using those kinds of gear shifters since the 90s from what I remember. We used to have a Chevy Venture and the gear shifter was mounted on the same spot, behind the steering wheel column, on the right side. I actually like that. What do you guys think about the column mounted gear shifter? Let me know in the comments down below. I'm an audio guy and I'm pleased to see a 16-speaker Bose system in the Denali editions, while the regular trims come with a 12-speaker Bose system. You also have the available Super Cruise, which is GM's hands-free driving on the highway. I don't really care for these kind of systems, but it's cool to have a system like this. Moving on to the second row, this Denali edition comes with the captain's chairs. It looks great back here and definitely a lot larger than the current Acadia in terms of interior space. The leather seats look fabulous. I believe they are genuine leather, but only in the first and second row. The quilt stitching looks premium and it just adds a level of quality in the cabin. Here's a different view of the second row. The panoramic sunroof lets a lot of light in for sure. You got massive cup holders in the center console. If you own a GMC Envoy, you'd know how terrible the cup holders are in the second row. And it's so nice to see that GM has thought out cup holders here. You have separate HVAC controls back here along with heated seats. Unfortunately, the seats are not cooled, but some of its competitors like Hyundai Palisade offer both heated and cooled seats in the second row. One thing I don't like in this interior are the grab handle locations in the second row. I prefer grab handles to be mounted on the ceiling rather than the pillar. It's just my preference. Also, I'm surprised to see no grab handles in the third row. Grab handles are one of those things that make a huge difference when you're on a long road trip, so it's kind of sad to see there's none back here. Speaking of third row, there's massive space behind here. Finally, GM understood the assignment. The Denali adds power folding rear seats, which is convenient. Take a look at the current Acadia behind the third row with all the seats folded. It looks like the third row was an afterthought in the current Acadia. I still don't understand why they decided to make it so small like this. I barely see these on the road. The only ones I see are the first gen Acadias and the refreshed first gens. Moving on to the final thoughts. My thoughts are all positive except for one thing. I really like the sharp looking exterior, and like I mentioned numerous times in this video, it's way better looking to my eyes compared to the current generation Acadia. The interior is large, which is what families want in this class of vehicles. The materials are very nice in here. They look very premium, especially in the Denali spec. Would I buy this to replace my GMC Envoy? The answer is no. And the main reason for this is the engine and towing capacity. I don't see myself towing my 25-foot camper with the 4-cylinder turbo engine. I think that's a recipe for disaster for the Acadia in the long term. With a lot of competitors moving to hybrids, I'm surprised and disappointed that the Acadia doesn't have any of those options yet. Hopefully we get them in the future. This is a very important vehicle for GMC. And I think this third generation Acadia will do great for them. Anyways folks, those are my final thoughts on the new GMC Acadia. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll be doing more of these kind of videos, so stay tuned. If you want to learn more about my GMC Envoy experience, check out my channel. See you all next time.